One of the most powerful truths I learned when I first started coaching was really simple, but so profound. Emotions are teachers. That's it. Emotions are teachers. And sometimes we can have emotions, especially negative ones, that can drive us to make decisions and take actions that we later regret, or even if we don't regret them, they are just not productive. And so I'm wondering right now, are there some emotions you've been feeling, whether it's a sense of frustration or guilt or anger or resentment or jealousy? I mean, whatever the emotion is, there is a message in it. And what we can do in order to be productive and deal with those emotions is to ask, what message is this sending me? For example, anger says a boundary has been crossed. But oftentimes we haven't even set the boundary, so people don't even know they've crossed it. Or the resentment can come in when it keeps getting crossed and we never speak up. When I wrote Let Go of the Guilt, so much of the book was about the fact that guilt is a message. And there are two messages in it. It says either I've done something wrong or I'm telling myself I've done something wrong even if I haven't. And here's why this is important. You know, we can coach ourselves to take actions that get us to where we want to be. One of the ways that we do that is that we pay attention to our thoughts. We pay attention to what we're saying to ourselves. And if we can interrupt the thoughts that are created by our emotions and cause us to fly off the handle or do things that are not helpful, if we can interrupt those thoughts by noticing, hey, that's guilt, or that's anger, or that's jealousy, we can actually stop and pause for a moment and ask, what message is this emotion sending me? And what would be the wise way to respond? Sometimes it's having a difficult conversation. Sometimes it's not taking action. Sometimes it's stepping back, resting for a moment so you can gather your thoughts. You see, too often we allow our thoughts to take charge as opposed to taking charge of our thoughts. So I don't know what the emotions are right now that are getting to you. There are so many, especially with all that's going on right now. Negative emotions aren't bad, but we do need to learn how to read them. That's a big part of what I do and what so many other coaches do. It's help us to just slow down and notice what our thoughts are telling us and decide whether our thoughts are helpful or hurtful. So speaking of coaching, we have an upcoming online coach training intensive, November 14th through the 16th, all online. This is our 4th online coach training intensive this year, and it's been going incredibly well. So if you've ever thought about incorporating coaching and positive psychology into your leadership, into your management style, and the work that you do, or you've said, hey, I think I might be interested in becoming a personal or executive coach, the Coach Training Intensive is a great way to dive in, to understand coaching, to learn a method for coaching, and decide whether or not this is something you really want to pursue. So, emotions are teachers. Start noticing your thoughts and asking, what is the message my emotions are sending me?